Hey guys, services reporting for you. Some of you are new, some of you have forgotten, and some of you are about to enter into the bond project, which is taking your services whole. And in the past year with COVID, we kind of had things on hold for a while. We kind of waited and just waited for a while, and we really need to be prepared, just like when I did the 2021 planning calendar. Like, we need to try to plan for the best possible outcome, because eventually we are going to get to do our best possible outcome, and we need to be prepared for that. And sadly, if we have to cancel things or postpone things, it'll be okay. But when we get ready to go full force, you will have already been going through the motions where you'll just be able to continue on instead of being like, oh my goodness, this is so much work. So that's why I'm going over this. Basically, depending on what kind of property you have, there could be basically about 3 different kinds of service reports, and they're all the same, but I guess you could say the intensity level goes up. So if you have to just do a quarterly service required by Hamilton Valley, that means that there are no LURA required services on your property. So you have to do a quarterly service. And right now it's March. If you didn't do one in January and you didn't do one in February, you have to do one this month and have it turned in to me by April 5th. So on Redbook, you will get the quarterly service report. Okay? All you have to do is check that you did it. And then it also asks, did you not have a service this month? If you're someone that really thrives on routine, if you didn't do one in January, you could have sent this in and said, didn't do this month, just so you would get in the habit of sending me something by the 5th of each month. Some of you are amazing with that, and I really appreciate that, because it's very helpful to communicate with me. But if you did do it, you need to include your monthly service log, which is this paper. Like, I need this paper. I do not want you to just send me a sign-in sheet. This paper really helps me with my reporting and my documentation for you. A sign-in sheet for each service. I'm going to show you 2 sign-in sheets. This first sign-in sheet example, it's one that we were able to have the service. Okay, just a few people showed up. It was perfect. They signed in. They wrote their unit number. We got that sign-in sheet. And then I have this second sign-in sheet that was canceled due to COVID. Now, whether this is you had a presenter that was coming in and they texted you and said, I can't come, canceled. Okay, if you have the service and the partner comes and y'all are there waiting and no one comes, then you could just write no-show. But having this shows me that you actually put forth the effort to make the sign-in sheet. And if we have to ever turn this into TDHCA or some other entity, we have documentation that you tried to do what we've asked you to do. Next is the monthly calendar. And, I get a lot of questions on these. If you don't have me make a monthly calendar for your property, that's fine. I think it's a very good idea for you to make a monthly calendar for your residents to let them know what's going on. Even if you only do quarterly services, you still have inspections, you still have pest control, you still change filters. Like, these are important things that if you just sent out a calendar at the beginning of every month, it would make life much easier. For those of you who have basically at least a recurring monthly service, a calendar is huge to help the residents remember that, oh, hey, this is going on today. And the more times they see it, the more likely they're going to eventually come and get to participate in the services. Flyers and invites. You should have a flyer for every service. again, documentation. So let me take you back to these two examples. Okay, we have the service where we were able to have it. Here's the flyer. So when she turns it in, she has the service and the flyer, puts together, sends it in to me. This is our one that got canceled. But look, I still have the flyer. So again, that tells me that this manager put forth the effort to actually have this service. She made the flyer, she passed it out, she at least posted it somewhere. She at least made it and sent it to me. So I know that the effort was there. And sadly, due to COVID, it was canceled. Please, please, please. And then last, pictures. Pictures are great. Everyone at home office loves when they see the pictures. And again, it helps with documentation. We can't question if you're doing something if you take a picture of your community room set up with a bingo, or you take a picture of your office where you have the coffee set up for them to come have a cup of coffee with you. It helps. So taking it up to the next level for Lura required services, yours is much longer. Most of them are property specific. But if you are on some of the more recently rehabbed properties, y'all have like the same list of services to choose from. So some of yours might be grouped together. Like there's a big chunk of you that I think it's just called like 10 points. And then there's drop down menus if you share a service log. But it's the exact same thing. You just have more to do. Instead of one a quarter, you might have to do these every month. You have to mark some of them once a quarter, just depending on how often you do them. It depends on how much documentation you are going to have. But again, you need to send in this. You need to send in your signed-in sheets, flyers, and I really would love to see pictures in a calendar. Okay, and then for the most complicated, is our bond properties, who now we're reporting to 2 different agencies, and you have tons and tons and tons of choices. So when I made this, I put the ones we talked about the most over the past year about probably the best and least stressful way to get these services all done on your property. So at the top are the TDHCA services. We tell you the frequency and number of participants, and then you just check it off if you did it this month. Especially right now while we're going through the rehab and COVID, some of these are going. And some of them you're going to have to pause for rehab. Some of them aren't going to get started till presenters are able to come out in person. But this will help you mark it off. And like, for example, notary. If you're a notary and you have your flyer up and you have all your stuff, whether you sign something or not, mark this. Okay, and the same with your workforce solutions contract. If you have the signed contract, even if they haven't done anything that month, you get to check this off because we have the contract in place. And if something's not working on your property and you want to switch something out, I know I talked to some of y'all about that you really want to do social or recreational activities. That's fabulous, and they're so fun, but you're supposed to do twice a month. So you would write in under other Lura approved services, you would add what service you did into this, and then you just have to remember to count up all your points. For TDHCA, this top part, you have to have at least 8 points every single month. Okay, and then the TSHAC services, we have to have 4 a month, and of course the 2 that I said if we have in place, it counts every single month. And then I left 3 blanks for you to add at least the other 2 you have to do every month, and then a third in case one of the top choices doesn't end up working out for you, you can easily add this. I know I talked to maybe Lydia on the phone about this, that if you get going and you change this, we can make a more personalized one for you that's easier. I know a lot of people want to do weekly exercise classes, and I'm all about that. So if you end up doing that and you have participants, I can make you a special one that adds that in just to make it a little more easier for you for the reporting. And then you have to attach the exact same things. The sign-in sheet, which I just showed you the two examples of one with participants, one without participants, flyers to go with those activities, the monthly calendar, and obviously pictures. I did email this out to you, but this calendar the manager made, she did a fabulous job. And even though her TSHAC services didn't happen, from her 2021 planning calendar, she said that in the month of February, she wanted to do diabetes health and caring for the disabled. And it's here on the calendar. She didn't get to do them, so she just, she told me on the log that it was canceled. And it was perfect. And this helps me so much when I have to do the TSHAC reporting, because she told me when it was supposed to be. For the TSHAC reporting, I have to say, okay, La Posada is doing diabetes health disease course on February 9th. And she's partnering with this person, and it was canceled due to COVID, but this is when it was supposed to happen. This is what was supposed to happen. Okay? If you just tell me, well, I was going to do this and this, and I don't know what day it is because you didn't put a date on it and you didn't see my calendar, that's going to hold up my reporting. I know this is just getting started for a lot of people, so just please know that it's new for us, it's new for you. There's going to be patience, there's going to be grace, but we have to get in the routine of communicating and doing this. So once this period is over, we are ready to roll and get going. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. My job is services, and I'm here to help you. And I want you to be able to enjoy doing these. So let me know if you have any questions, but hopefully this will help get you on track for next month. Thank you. Bye.